Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. 3 issues for this video, or 3 topics. First one, Putin says that he's ready to meet Trump whenever. Whenever. The first one. The second one, Putin says that he will have something to discuss with Trump if they meet. What could that be? And the third one, Putin humiliates that's not a journalist, that's as I said, an media operative, reporter, so-called. But I will show you who that guy is, because I know who that guy is. He interviewed Putin in the past, and he was very, very disrespectful. How? Interrupted all the time. And Putin smacked him calmly in this little video here. So, all this happened during the annual Q&A session that Putin has annually, every year. All right, let's start with the first topic, and that comes from Ukrainska Pravda. Putin says he's ready to meet with Trump whenever, bring it on. This is according to, as I said, Ukrainska Pravda today, Thursday, December 19th. This is the guy. Let me make it a little bit bigger. All right, okay, this is like, okay, bring it on, baby doll. Russian leader Vladimir Putin has said that he is ready to meet with or talk to US President-elect Donald Trump whenever. He's open, but hey, he doesn't like peace. And this is a quote from Putin during the press conference. What I can offer to the newly elected President Trump when we meet? Well, first of all, I don't know when we will meet because he hasn't said anything about it. I haven't actually talked to him in over 4 years, and I'm ready for anything, of course, whenever, and I'll be ready for a meeting if he wants it. Putin also said he was certain that he and Trump, quote-unquote, will have things to talk about if their meeting takes place. Okay, what do you think they will have to talk about it? And this is from Sputnik. Putin says we'll have something to discuss if he meets with Trump. I'm ready for this. Russian President Thursday said he's ready to talk and meet with US President-elect Donald Trump at any time. Bring it here, now, or wherever you want. And I'm quoting Putin. I'm ready for this conversation at any time. I will also be ready for a meeting if he wants it, Putin said. And he said here, and if one day there is a meeting with the newly elected President Mr. Trump, I am sure we will have something to talk about. Is Putin going to issue new orders, do you think, to Mr. Trump as these baboons here propagandize their, you know what? All right? Well, we're going to find out. Let me show you this guy. And this guy, I watched him interviewing. That was not an interview, actually. I think that was not, I think. My assessment of that was this guy was not a journalist, but I will show you how he's presented as by the Russians. It says Putin humiliates NBC fake news journalist, quote-unquote journalist. And this is the guy. Maybe you're familiar with this guy. I am familiar with this guy. I saw the interview and oh vey, to use my friend's expression. Ready? Let's see what this guy has to say.
Mr. President, when you face President-elect Trump, you will be the weaker leader.
I'm of a different opinion. I think that Russia became much stronger over the past 2 or 3 years.
Again.
Mr. President, when you face President-elect Trump, you will be the weaker leader.
I'm of a different opinion. I think that Russia became much stronger over the past 2 or 3 years.
Don't you think that's insulting? Well, you can say, well, that's the assessment of the journalist. The journalist is not a journalist. I don't think he's a journalist whatsoever. And I will show you who this guy is. I can only tell you that he's part of the Stein Club, you know? Okay, just check him out. Just check this guy's past and you're going to find out that somewhere in the past he has one or two ancestors who belong to the... How does my look here today? You know what I mean? All right. So first, is Russia stronger? I think 100%. Why? Russia fights or has been fighting NATO for 3 years. Not Ukraine. NATO fights Russia with Ukraine. And the Ukrainian nation will be decimated. And some of the Russians will also die. For 3 years, these guys here tried to impose sanctions, send military assistance, money from our children to someone else's war, so the profiteers can get fatter and fatter. What did Russia do? Russia adapted. One mark of a superior being is adaptability. You adapt to the new circumstances and you succeed. Russia did not collapse, did not go in an economic paralysis like the European Union is because the Americans told them, you got to impose sanctions, man. Why don't you buy from us more expensive LNG, right? Liquefied natural gas, that is, and so on. So Russia adjusted or adapted its economy from depending on, as they call it with globalism, interdependency. So you produce this as a country, you produce this, and and we all do this. And when we want to sanction you, we cut this supply to you, and you die economically. Therefore, the guys in your country will come with the pitchforks and with the torches, and they will hang you in the market square, like, I don't know, Mussolini or maybe Gaddafi, that we have nothing to do with. I'm just talking about Mussolini because that's how human beings act in the 20th century. If you don't believe me, go and see Mussolini and his mistress. What was his name? I can't remember her name, and it doesn't really matter. I knew her name. In the, I think it's a square in Milano, hanging upside down after they were before that allegedly pissed on, hit. Their heads are like this. Go and watch those videos. You can see the videos and the pictures if you look deeper. So that's the humanity in the 20th century. If you want to see the humanity in the 21st century, look what happened to Gaddafi. Oh my God. And who was applauding that? I tell you who. Remember our Secretary of State, Miss Hillary Clinton? Remember when she was told supposedly during the interview, 60 Minutes, I think it was an interview, and Miss Clinton, whatever, Gaddafi is, and she was like, you can find it online. We went, we won, and he's dead, or something like this. Did you see that display of humanity, of the 21st century's humanity, that she was with her belly bouncing up and down? Wonder why Clinton hasn't been working on her for decades. Anyway, like a Jabba the Hutt. That's exactly how. Anyway, my friends, so that's the humanity we support in Libya. So Russia became stronger, and the consequence or the confirmation that Russia became stronger is the alliance Russia is able to form with big countries. If Russia will be weak, the other countries would not come along and say, okay, we want to be with you. Russia withstood the hegemon's wrath. With all its power, with all its jackals and all the hyenas, all the club, all the plantation, Al Capone could not destroy Russia for 3 years. And the other countries were like, oh my God, look at this. We want to be with you. I just want to be with you every night and every day. Yeah, exactly. That's what they want to be, with them. So yes, Russia became stronger. There were sacrifices. It was not easy, obviously. There will be sacrifices because these guys will not stop. Even if, let's say, a peace conference and the war in Ukraine will stop now, these guys don't think it's going to be, okay, we're friends, come over, sit with us at the table, and we flick crumbs to the baboons over there, the rest of the world. No, they're not going to do that. China wants to come over here. And if they get it here, say, okay, Russia, thank you very much for coming over. What's over there? God damn it. We did it. That's what's going to happen. Do you think this is over? It's not over. Okay, like Stallone in his First Blood. It's not over. Exactly. So yes, Putin is right. The baboon, go and check him out. That guy, journalist, and you're going to find out who he is. These guys shape our opinions. Somehow you see all these, Dershowitzes and all these guys coming in front of you, telling you, or you can look at Fox News as well, and they are creating your opinion. They're shaping it. Who the fuck are you? Well, they're smart, supposedly. How? Pull one another up, and they keep you down. Why do you think they're overrepresented? It's because they have... No. Read The Culture of Critique by Dr. Kevin McDonald that I made a video with about a month ago or so. Go and read that book, and it's going to help you maybe see things a little bit different if you don't see them already. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, let's see what else we have here. Yeah, he's ready to meet Trump, and the other one to discuss with Trump. What do you think they will discuss? First, let's see if Trump is allowed to get into the office and be sworn in. That's what the first one. Remember when Putin and Trump met? I don't know, I think it was Helsinki or something. Maybe I'm just, but somewhere in the Nordic states. I can't remember exactly where it was. Norway, Finland, something, not Sweden, but they met and they were all stressed out when Putin and Trump and only their translators spoke for 2 hours. 2 hours without anybody else. They were over there, obviously bugged and all that. But they were all, why did they have to talk? Well, Putin gave him some orders. You're going to do this, Trump. You're going to do this, Donald. And Trump was like, yes, yes, yes. That's how it was portrayed by the same so-called journalists in the free world. Jesus Christ. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.